Leroy says, can I buy PLR ebooks, rewrite them, and upload to Sqrindle for sale? Absolutely. I recommend that. I do recommend that. That's a great way for you to get some content up and selling. It's just go and use PLR. When I first started out over 10 years ago, I was using PLR. I was taking PLR, maybe rewording it a little bit, trying to make it unique, create a new front cover, and then selling it as my own. Sometimes I would give away PLR content as bonuses. So there's so many different ways you can do with that. So I think Kevin is here. Kevin, are you in the background there? I can actually, I'll unmute you. So Kevin is in there. Let me message Kevin. Kevin, I can see you. Unmute yourself. So while he figures that out.
Can you hear me now?
Right, so let's. Oh, Kevin, welcome.
Finally. It was a major boot, but I finally got in.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, I don't think we need you now, Kevin. I think I'm taking over. These guys are actually asking lots and lots of questions.
Say that again.
I think, yeah, no, I think the guys are all asking a lot of nice little good questions here actually inside of the chat box. But you know what? I don't want to waste their time any longer. I'm really sorry about the technical glitch. But Kevin's here now, folks. So Kevin, you know what I'm gonna let you take it away because I know you've got a lot prepared today. So we're a little bit behind schedule there. So I'm gonna sit back there and take it away, Kev.
You can hear me just fine then?
You're coming through loud and clear and sexy.
Fantastic. Welcome everybody. Sorry for the downtime here, but we're back and I appreciate Adil coming in, of course, taking over. Tonight we're going to talk about we're actually going to talk about Sqribble and Sqrindle. I am very, very excited about Sqrindle, and of course Sqribble is number one. It's an amazing thing. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to ask you guys a real quick question, something that I've been wanting to do, because what I need to do is kind of get the pulse of what we're all here for. My one question is, I do have to ask everybody this. Can you guys give me feedback? I want to ask you 3 questions before we start the training here, what I'm going to go through. And there's a reason for this. There's a method to my madness. Basically, what I really want to find out from all of you, just like me, because we're all really here to, you know, do much better online, to have the best training, and to get somewhere. And of course, it's to have a business, or it could be just to write a book. So what I want to ask everybody, I want to ask 3 questions tonight. And what I'd really like to see is, why is everybody really, what is the reason for you guys being here, basically? Can you put in the chat box, just real quick, just fire it off. If you guys have anything, just let me know what you guys are, you know, why did you get Sqribble in the first place? Kind of like what I did. I know my reason, but it would just be nice to see kind of what you guys are thinking. So what I'd really like to do is I'm going to take some of these questions too, and I'm going to see how many. Oh, we got a lot of attendees. So go ahead and fire off, you guys, if you can, and just let me know what you're, you know, why you guys are really here. So I'm going to get in there. I'm going to look at everybody, entire audience. I can see everybody. Fantastic. So I'm going to go back up, and I am going to see everything that we have here. Can you guys see my screen okay? Go ahead and just let me know if you guys can see my screen okay. That would be great. Okay, we got it. Yes, I see that. Yes. I want to make sure everybody can see it okay. And I'm going to, anybody asking questions here? No? Okay, sorry about that. I'm just getting organized here and getting back in here. So like I said, my first question is, why are you here? Why did you get Sqribble? And it's really important that we all kind of, and no one can see your answers here. I'm just taking them in because I really want to know for the next meetings kind of where we need to go. It's, you know, it really is, for me, knowing the data, knowing where everybody needs to be. It's very, very important. Okay, I'm getting people responding here. That is great. Okay, I'm going to, let me see here. I have a lot of questions. Okay, I'm going to open up that pane. Okay, fantastic. We are not getting clear sound. Looking forward, okay. Audio is good. Okay, that's great. I see that. Okay, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Okay, now I can see everything perfectly. Okay, a lot of people are saying, okay, this is I'm just going to be generic here, and I'm not going to give details about each person of what they're doing. But a lot of people are saying they want to publish, of course. And that of course is why wouldn't you? My reason was a little different. I'll kind of tell you where I was at with it. Um, Basically, okay, some people are saying they can't see the screen. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see the back office here?
Kevin, sorry, I have to come in. Kevin, you're not sharing your screen, so you might want to share your screen.
Oh, okay.
I think because you came late, you just jumped into it. So you have to click on share screen.
I have that, and I'm saying show share screen. It says stop. Are you showing yours maybe?
You need to take control, I think, maybe yourself of the webinar.
Yeah, and that's where I am. Change presenter maybe?
Change presenter, yeah. There you go.
That was it. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah, it's loaded.
I think because you had it, I wasn't getting it. Okay. Can you guys see my screen okay? Okay, I'm going to look what we're looking at here and see exactly which screen we're on. Okay. So we're just going to make sure, give control. I got that. Okay, can everybody see my screen? I'm looking at the content here. Sqribble projects. Got it. Okay, great. Okay, you can see my mouse in here. Fantastic. Okay, thanks, you guys. Finally, excuse me for the interruption here tonight. Okay, we're back. Okay, these are my projects here. Now that everybody can see it, great. Ebook showing. Okay, my first question was, of course, I asked you guys, why are you here? And a lot of people said publishing. Nobody really, not a lot of people. Of course, you want to earn some income, I'm sure. It's really great. I do have to tell you one thing. The reason I came into Sqribble the very first time, because I was online and I saw a deal and I saw his presentation. And for me, it's a different story. Everything kind of revolves about, my business, my online, and what I do with it. I love to write and I love to do different things. I'm a terrible writer, but I knew this after seeing this, I could do this and it would look good. And it may take 10 tries, but it would look good. And sure enough, for me, it did turn out really, really well. And I'm going to tell you guys some other things that I'm doing right now going forward, how it's actually even going to benefit more what's going on within Sqribble. But, I thought the answer would be money. I truly did. And I was very wrong about that. So that's good. A lot of people are really passionate about their writing and going forward with that. But it wasn't just money for me. It was also a tool that this is not just an ebook creator. This is kind of a mind changer for everybody. This book and the editor within it really does expand what we're doing online. And I normally never, like I said before, just go out and buy something on impulse. But this system truly is genius. And, Adil and his team have done such a great job. I keep saying that, but they really have. But what you can learn within Sqribble can be used for many other things you're doing online, be it landing pages, funnels, and we'll get more into those as we go on, and we'll train you guys. But it's very, very similar. So as you learn the editor, as you write, you really get into a mode. You get into your own little system here where it gets better and better, and every page that you write, it is really, truly amazing. And I'm going to kind of show you guys how I start out and really, how I write my books. And I'm sure everybody's different, but I'm going to jump right into it. We're going to jump in first to Sqribble here. And I do these kind of manual ebooks here. And I'm going to show you kind of what I did, just to kind of show you guys as we're going here. So I'm going to jump into this ebook, and we're going to go through a lot of different things tonight. So I really do appreciate you guys for being on. Okay, this is the book that I created, and I completely used everything within within Sqribble, except for the content, of course. But I use the pages. I just use, the way the heading looked. I colorized it a little bit. And this was a heading. This was my hook: sell, monetize, and create your own, online ebook store. And to me, it's not the best hook, but it is a good hook to kind of get people's attention. And with everything today, and Adil has said this before, we really need to break out, all of us, and we need to really make our ebooks look different. We need to professionalize for today's time, not 10 years ago or 15 years ago, where everything was so basic and so blah, where now today we do have something that's truly amazing. When I see these ebooks that I'm creating, I am really amazed. I'm blown away because they look really good. And it really isn't much what I'm doing. It's just the tools are doing this for me. So as we go down here, I'm going to start out, chapter 1 here is get Sqrindle and set up your payment processor using Sqrindle, our selling storefront. We're going to go through this. A lot of you guys may have Sqrindle, may not, may only have Sqribble. I'm going to explain kind of how I see it. Getting Sqrindle set up and ready quickly. Update your store within Sqrindle. It's all there once you set it up. The store is set up for you right away. Start selling. And I put this version 0.01, not 0.1, because we're going to really go on for quite a bit more with the training as we go forward here. Now, what I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to jump into Sqrindle a little bit, is the main thing you really got to do, which is so easy, is set up a PayPal account once you get Sqrindle. And let me explain, when you guys are doing a storefront online, because I know a lot of you want to sell your ebooks, of course you do. You don't want to just write them. You want people to enjoy what you've written, your knowledge, and what you have. And PayPal's been around forever. I've used it for so many different products throughout the years. It truly is easy, amazing. It's free to go hook up. And when we jump into Sqrindle, I'm going to walk through it, show you how simple it is, and you guys can go forward. So there's a link here. We're going to send this book to you guys. We're going to send the link to you for the PDF so you guys can go look at it. This is the link for PayPal, of course. You can go hook it up. And this is for Stripe. Stripe is another online processor. Simple. They're all free. You get accepted very quickly, and there's not a lot of work. And if you guys do have hiccups, we'll help you through it. But there's really nothing to stop you on getting these. These are very important to hook up for your ebook store, so to speak, your storefront within Sqrindle. If you don't have Sqrindle yet, my advice is, when you can, my advice is go get Sqrindle. And as we go forward here tonight, you're going to kind of see why and how excited I am for what's gone on here. And I'm learning like you. I mean, I don't know all the tools 100%, believe me, but I'm really digging into them and understanding the functionality of everything that's within the system here. And the training videos, they tell us everything. So, okay, so this is Stripe. It has a little bit of an explanation here, how to register and all that. Has a little picture of Sqrindle here. And you guys will be able to read this. It just says a little bit about why you need the Sqrindle Store and what the Sqrindle Store really means, because it really is a package with Sqribble and Sqrindle. It truly is. And I'm going to show you that here in just a second. Of course, you guys saw the $2,700 ebook that I was able to create. And, and this is when I didn't even have the Sqrindle Store when I first started this. I just had Sqribble, and I made the PDF, and sure enough, I got a hold of the people and they bought it. But now that I have Sqrindle, I am truly just, I can't believe that I have my own professional bookstore right off the bat. And, I'm not a great writer, but boy, it sure makes you look good. I got to tell you that. So here's the pictures of the professional store. We're going to jump right into the store. We're going to show you the details right up front here. So many great books within the Sqrindle Store. We're going to walk through some of those tonight. I'm going to go through my store. You guys are going to see kind of why I think you should have Sqrindle when you guys possibly can. You can sell your ebooks now, but the idea here is really going to, it's going to push you. It's going to push you to develop more books and ideas that you can do. If you're just writing for yourself and you want to write fiction or nonfiction, like I said before, that's great. I'm more into writing books, training books, self-help, things like that. That's just where I am. So keep yourself motivated. It really is something else when you get in and write a book, that the first thing I think you guys should do is just jump into a template, pull it up, and don't worry about your chapters. You can go in there and just throw anything on the chapters, like how to do this, or chapter 1, if you're writing a book or whatever, put anything in. Then jump on the first page and just start writing. Even if you have to copy and paste content from somewhere else, do it. But then, of course, go in there and rewrite it completely. You don't want to use someone else's content, but it's a start for you. And you can go in there and then start writing. This is how I do it, because most of the time I don't have everything set up. I write, 4 to 5 bullets, because I'm going to have 4 to 5 chapters to start out. I write those up, and then I go to the first page. And believe it or not, by the time I get to the 3rd or 4th page, my chapters up above are completely changed. Because as I write, I tweak it totally. But I do have a basis. I have the bullet points up above in the chapters. And then I come down, start writing each page, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And then I go back up, change the chapters. That's just me, but that's how you evolve. I've built systems for many, many years. And I've built literally thousands of pages of systems online that have marketed, retail, ads, you name it. We've done literally thousands of pages. And so we learned a little bit on how to market, but we're always learning every day. We were never perfect, of course, and we never will attain that. But we can do better. And a lot of you out there, from what I'm seeing here, there's probably a lot of great writers that have bought this ebook creator, Sqribble, and you guys are probably just wonderful writers, and I'd like to see a lot of your books. And I have a plan here. As we go forward, I'd like to see us as a group really dig into the people that are coming to the webinars here and see what books are out there. And maybe we can get a little thing going where we're all helping each other get each other's books. And my advice is, you can price your books out whatever you want. But my advice is, for some of us, maybe let's price some of our books low to the group here. And some of us can kind of get together and form groups, and we can, my advice is spend $10. If you guys could put your books out, let's just say for $3 or $4, and several of us, if we kind of get in the momentum and we kind of help whose books are out there, and then say one of us buys 3 and the next person buys 3, we really will get a feel for what everybody's doing and what everybody's writing. If you do that, it's going to be some of the best $10 to $12 you've ever spent. And the reason is you're not just buying somebody's book, you're buying to learn. And you're going to see 3 to 4 different people's ideas, and you're going to say, wow, because we all take from somebody else and we try to make it better. That's the world in general. It's usually the person that invents something that doesn't do the best of it. It's usually somebody who takes somebody else's idea and then runs a different path and makes it their own. And we've seen this through time. We've seen this through history. Many, many times the person that had the idea isn't the one that finalizes the idea. So as we go forward, I'm going to try to see what we can do with a deal and see if we can get it to where we can all, I would like to go out there and buy 3 books because I want to see what you guys are doing, but I want to try to do it with the people that are coming to the meeting here. And I'll see what I can do with a deal, but I'd really like to organize something here where everybody's getting several books bought. That would really be nice. If you have only one ebook, that's great. But if we could just get a team of kind of going through there, because it would be nice if you set up your store within Sqrindle and you set up your PayPal, you guys would see those payments coming through. And that's really important because then the entire system is going to, go through your head and you're going to finally get it. You're going to finally get how the whole thing works. And PayPal is great. You're going to get your payment. They're going to send it to you right away. And you need to learn how PayPal does work. You can get your money back on your credit card or, whatever it takes. And you're going to ask questions and PayPal might say, you got to wait a week because you just joined, and that's fine. But we really need to have books purchased within the group here. That's so important, and I know that. Okay, so as we go forward here, I just wrote this little ebook, and we'll have a copy of this for you guys as we go forward. So I'm going to make sure of that. So I'm going to go back up here. And what I'm going to do is I am actually going to pull up, hang on a second. I'm going to pull up my store here. So just give me a second. I'm going to click on that. Boy, we do have a lot of people on the call here. So I do appreciate it. And I promise next week I'll get on an hour early. I was on really early today, but I don't know why the software was kind of messing with me. Okay, I'm really stretching out. There's a lot of people on asking a lot of questions. And a lot of people did say they do want to earn a full-time income. Okay, before I get to the next one, I have 3 questions tonight, by the way. And the first one was, why are you here? And a lot of people said, because I want to write a book. Some people did say, of course, money. I want to make money. I want to, do this. I want to do other things. People are out there, and the PLR books. If you guys don't know what the PLR books are, we're going to show you that. It's a lot of free content. You can go in there, rewrite something, make it your own. PLR content is great. But my second question tonight is, and I want you guys to throw this real quick, is, and no one else can see your responses here. Can you guys tell me, because I do need the data so I can see where the training needs to go as we go forward. If I give you a 1 through 10, 1 being low, 10 being high, what is your tech level online? What would you say? What would you rate yourself? A 1 being, low, a 2 or a 3 being, average, a 5 being pretty good, a 7 being even better, a 9 or a 10 being a pro. And what I mean by that is, can you guys, do you guys know how to do some of the editors? Do you know how to do some of the basics, or do you feel confident on everything that you're doing within the ebook? Go ahead and put it in on the answers here. What you guys think is your, on a scale of 1 to 10, just put 1 through 10 on each one of you. So I can kind of get a feeling. I can't look at everybody. Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. You guys are great. Okay, I'm looking at the numbers. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Keep going. Come on, baby. Keep sending them to me. Oh, this is good. This is real good. This is going to help me out a lot. I'm seeing a lot of numbers here. I truly am. I'm seeing anywhere from 1 to 9 and 10s. So this gives me a real good idea where people are at. I can't tell you enough. And I'm going to write most of this stuff down so I know I just need a pulse to kind of give me an idea where we're at. And I really think we have a lot of good people here, and we have a few people that need to learn, of course, a little bit. I'd say it's averaging out. We're right at around 50-60% of people really being knowledgeable. And we have a lot of people that are very, very good here. So, and a lot of people that are, it's great. So I kind of see where we need to go. Thank you, guys. Okay, I'll ask the third question at the end of the call. So let's go on here, and we're in the Scrindle store. So once you get Sqrindle, it's automatically, I got to show you, it's in here. Now, with Sqribble, you put your books out here, and if you want to show somebody your book, of course, you've got to be able to download here. And when you download it, it's usually going to end up in this little corner here, and it's going to give you an EXE. So if you guys don't know that, a lot of you guys that are that don't know what kind of how the downloads work, you're going to see it here, and it's going to end up here. Now, always down on your bar here, and a lot of people don't know this, there's a little file folder. At least there is on the Windows machines. I'm not sure about the Apples, but down here there's a file explorer. You guys can always click here, and it shows all your files. A lot of people don't know that. There's always a little file explorer here, and you'll see a file that'll say downloads. So when you click download anywhere, anything you're doing, you'll come here and then click on it, and then the folders will come up and it will show downloads. And the most recent one will show the date, and it won't always be named. It'll be like 10034 or whatever, but it'll show you the timestamp and it'll show you the date, and you can just click on it. It will highlight, and you can change the name to your ebook. And you guys will get used to that. I'll show you that as we go into another one. Oh boy, I've got some people here saying that they've got, oh boy, a lot of books. People have over 50 books, 100 books. Amazing, amazing. People are saying Mac has the Finder. Okay, great. Okay, so anyway, as you have Sqribble, you know that you have to download your book, you have to get the PDF, and then you have to send it to somebody. That's great. That's how I did it to make, the money that I did, just sending it off to China. Actually, that's all I did. But then a little bit later, I saw that we had Sqrindle. I didn't even really know about Sqrindle when I first started. No idea. So, and I got that after the fact, after selling the book already. So I was late. I was truly late. So we're going to go over to Sqrindle. But like I said, you download your book. Look how beautiful these look. They look great. But people can't see your books from Sqribble unless you send them to them directly. Or if you want, you just basically have to send them. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go back to Sqrindle, which is hooked up. And then I'm going to go to my ebooks. And I didn't download everything. But as you guys remember last week, I downloaded a picture. And you're going to notice that picture as soon as it loads. And I used it for one of my covers. And this was from the free site, the free image site that we used last week. And it's actually a great picture. And I just put something here just to kind of, as a holder, just to kind of show you money does buy happiness. And I mean that in a good way. It buys happiness if you're happy with making the money. And I don't say that like, money's everything. It's not. Believe me, it's not. But it sure does. It sure is good to have enough to be secure. I got to tell you that. So anyway, I'm here in Sqrindle. And these are the books that I uploaded. So when we first come in here, we want to upload the ebooks. You have to go up here and then it will say add new. Now, what you'll have is your PDFs. You'll have like down in this little file folder down here or in one of your folders on your desktop, wherever you put it. And you're always going to put your books in a folder, of course. So you're going to go here, you're going to go to your folder, and then you're going to upload it. It'll come up. I'll show you kind of how it works. But these are the books that I have. And look how nice these are. And I'm going to walk you guys through this, how this actually works. But I put my book from China in there, and I put the new book here, and how to create a book in 60 minutes, the 2700, and of course the new one. But what's really neat about this, and this is something that to me, I don't want to say we have an ego, but we all do. We all do a little bit. You're proud. You're proud. You have to be proud. And a lot of you that have written 10, 20, 30, 40 books, boy, I'm proud of you. I mean, what you've done is literally amazing. If you've written 5 books, amazing. 10, 20, and you can easily write a book a day, if not a couple. It depends on how long. Now, if you're writing a long book, I'm sure it's going to take a while. I've never written a really, really long book, but I'm sure it does take quite a while. Okay, so we're in here, and I want to show you something. When you click on URL, this is the ticket. Every one of these books says URL, 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 all the way across, of course, down here. This is your path to the store. And I'm going to click on it right here. And it's going to come up here. And this is Sqrindle. We all have this store. And it's going to load. I don't have any reviews yet. But what's really nice about having our own store is, of course, you have a placeholder. You have a place that if you're advertising online, and we're going to show you how to advertise some of the methods that we do, and we've been doing it a long time. Is it easy? It's easier than it was years ago because the tools but you can. And you can get it very cheap if you kind of know the right places to go. And you don't go to some of these silly places to get traffic because you go online and most of the people that are trying to tell you, we have traffic, we can do this, we can do that. Most of them you don't believe. Some of the methods that I do are strategic. We really dial in. We've been doing it for so long that we don't want to lose money. So we're going to show you guys some of those techniques that we do. Okay, so we're here. And I just want to show you how nice this looks. And I priced it at $4.99. You can put a coupon code. I added this in. And I didn't add in here. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you guys. I can put a little button up here that says look inside. And you guys can, and I can pick how many pages I want you to see. I can pick 1, 2, 3, 4 pages that you guys can go in to get a feel for the book, which is really a great idea. Now, these are my keywords. And, I have keywords, Sqribble, Sqrindle, ebook creator, design your own ebook, ebook store, publish ebook. Let me tell you why you want these. And this is easy. This is when we set up the book. It will request from you to put in your keywords. when someone's searching online or searching within the store, whatever, you have these keywords here, you're going to pull up to the top. That's how it works in Google and everywhere else. You always have your keywords embedded, or you have it in your content. Like right here, if someone types in Sqrindle somewhere, there's chances I could get picked up because I have Sqrindle in here. So you want, and Sqribble, I've got this here too. And it really is important. Can you guys hear something? Some people are saying we lost sound. Can you guys still hear me? Say a big yes if you can. I want to make sure. Yes, okay, great, great. Some people just lost the sound. Okay, wonderful. You're back now. I'm back. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, sorry about that. So as I was saying here, the keywords are important, or the tags. Whatever you guys want to, you can call them either one. But these are important. So when we do it, you want to have, your tags there, your keywords. That's what they're called. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I have a little description here. I have no reviews yet, but what my advice to you is send your books to family and friends. Tell them to give them a coupon. Make them pay $1 or $2 or $3 or whatever you're doing it. Make them pay, because it gives it a little bit more respect. They love you. They're their family. They should just do it for you and say, please write me a review. Just do it. Sometimes when you beg for something that doesn't work, you have to tell people sometimes, just do it. Please go in there. I really appreciate it. My book's out there. It's going to help get it kickstarted and go forward. Sometimes you have to be very direct. And people online, what I've learned is you don't ask, you tell. It's like saying, click now, go here today. Instead of saying, I hope you will click here and see my book. You don't say that. You kind of direct people, and they will do it. It's just the nature of online. You kind of force it in there. Don't be rude, but just kind of force it in there, and it does work. Okay, here are the other books. So we can view it. We can go in here. We can see this one. Let's just jump into this one. Let's see what it says. View. Okay, it's loading up right now. Then it takes us up to the top. Okay, right here, I can show you, look inside. Okay, I love this. I love the look inside. This is so cool. I mean, what these guys have put together is truly art in its greatest form with software. It is beautiful. So this is just a look within what people can see. So they can see, and I can pick, I said 3 pages here. 1 through 3 is the how many pages I gave them. I could put 4, 5, 6, however many pages I want to put, so they could say, look inside. So that's really important. Now, if they buy now, the shopping cart's all hooked up for us. We just hook up our PayPal or Stripe, and sure enough, it takes people to the page. And that's how easy it is. It'll take people right to the page. They'll hit next. They'll pay. They can pay with a debit card, or they can jump right into their PayPal and pay, or just pay with a regular debit or credit card. You can't beat that. It is really such a great tool. So I'm going to go back to the store real quick. I'm going to jump in there. I'm going to hit URL. Remember, that's when you have Sqrindle. And I love it because everybody, this is the place to be. Now, if you want people to come to one of your books, and let me explain this. You see your books here. I only have, 5 here, Let's just say this is the book I want to send somebody. So you go to your Sqrindle store, you go up here to the header, or you go up here where the URL is. You guys copy this. Copy this and, right click, copy, send it to somebody. Because this will take them directly to here. Completely directly to here. Now, if I just click on Sqrindle, watch what happens. It's going to take us to the very front. And this is great. Look at this. So if someone searches on your book, they're going to find you by different keywords, the name of your book. They're going to see that audio book, ebook. Like I said, I'm still learning this myself, but look how beautiful this looks. It really does. All the categories, everything that we have. We'll click on some here. But this is the main store. So if you just want to send someone to this, you can. And then you could also just give them the name of your book, and they'll find you. But it is easier just to give them the link directly. as we go forward, but I'm going to go back. And this is what we have here. And look at all these categories here. The business, the computer. I was actually looking at the food and some of the recipes and stuff. Who doesn't like food? So it's amazing how I didn't know there was this many books within Sqrindle. I had no clue. I have really been out of the loop. And a lot of these look great. And then we have, you can click on some. $10 for this book, $19.90, $9.95. It's just wonderful. $9.95, $4.97. Look at this. These people are putting in their keywords: Christmas cooking feast, intermixing old and the new ones, breakfast and brunch ideas, ideal Christmas dinner. I love this. These people are really going. Now let's just see if I can see something inside one. I don't know. Let me go somewhere else. I don't see where it says inside, so I'm gonna go here just to see. I'm gonna pick one and see if they give us a look inside. Oh, they do. So you have to click on it. I didn't even know that, so I'm looking at it. So let's just look at it. 7 superfoods for vegan athletes. Oh, this is nice. This is really nice. Look at there. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fat cell development, metabolic syndrome, acai berry, blueberries. This is nice. This is very nice. And they gave us a look. They gave us 5 pages to look at here. So they chose to give us 5. This is really good. If I had to grade this, I'd say good job. Okay, so I'm going to get out of this. And so this is what we have here, reviews. There's no reviews, of course. And this is what I think we need to do. We all need to kind of help each other. So the people that are getting on the calls, we're going to form something here where we're all going to spend 10 or 12 bucks or whatever it is, and we're going to go buy a couple books, each one of us. It's very, very important. And then we want other people to buy yours. So you shouldn't be losing everything, but we should learn the system. You should learn how the money goes into your account, how to get the money out, how to make payments. You can make payments with PayPal. So if the money comes in, you could just leave it there and make payments for another book or whatever you're doing. PayPal's like a credit card, basically, if you've never had it. Stripe is good. Stripe takes in the money, but it's a little different than PayPal, actually. It's a good company, though. Very, very good company. So I'm going to go back up here. Now, if you want to go back to the home, you can click home or just click on the logo usually. It should take us right back, of course. Take us back to the very front. And let me just try to put in something here. Let me just put in, I don't know if anybody's going to have, okay, I'm just going to put in cooking. And let's just see where it takes me. There we go. Yeah, right back where we were. So I just typed in there, cooking. And when you do put your book in, make sure you put it in the right category. Of course, you guys are going to be able to choose the category. And I'm going to walk you through this in Sqrindle, how easy it is to set up. So we need to do that. So, and I'm getting the input from people. Yes, let's buy some books. Let's buy a couple books. Let's do it. When we send the book, okay, when you send a book to somebody, someone's asking a question, and a good question, actually. Does the customer see your site or only the link that we'll be sending? If you send the link, they're going to come to the whole site. So let's just say, let's go back to one of my books. I'm going to go here. I'm going to click out of that. And now I'm here. So let's just say I want to go to this book. I want to go to my store. I'm in my Sqrindle. Remember, you have Sqribble. If you get Sqrindle, it's right here on your Sqribble top bar. They'll hook it up automatically for you. Adil's got that all dialed in. I love this because navigation to me is everything. Everything should be easy. We shouldn't have 10 websites to log into for different functions. It should be in this slick navigation that we have here. This is really simple and easy. So I click on Sqrindle. I jump over there again so you guys can see that. Great question, by the way, that person just asked. So we're back here, and I'm going to go back to my ebooks. And, if they do see your book and you give them the right, if you have Sqrindle, they're going to go right to Sqrindle or right to your ebook. And I'll explain that one more time so you guys can see how to send the link if you have Sqrindle. If you don't have Sqrindle, You have to send it by email. You have to attach the PDF, of course. I mean, that's how you do it. You know, I have to say, I'm pretty good online. I truly am. But there's always new people coming in that blow you out of the water. When I see what the Sqribble team has done a deal, and the people that work with them, and I've met several of them now, they're all top of the line. They really have invented and innovated many things here that most people would never come up with. It is absolutely gorgeous what they've done. I am just blown away. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. I am going to click on my URL, which takes me to Sqrindle. Hang on, I'm going to go right to Sqrindle. And this is my book. So remember now, we're here. You double click up here because a lot of the time it won't give you the HTTPS. You see this up here? And it will still probably, if you just gave them this part that I highlighted, it'd probably work. But just in case, you click outside the link and then the HTTPS comes up. And then, guys, you can back it from right to left if you want. You highlight it and then you right click, copy, of course. And then what you're going to do is send this link to somebody, you know, you're going to send this to whoever. They're going to end up directly here. So you see this code here. Of course, this is dialed in for me, for my book. So you want that's the easiest way to do it. Now, if you can't, let's just try something here. I don't know if we're going to find me from this. I'm gonna highlight this. I don't know if I have that set up. I'm gonna go to the main website and see that this might be too long of a heading to find me, but let's just try it. Let's just see. And there might be other people that might get picked up as they have similar keywords. Oh, look at that. It worked. This is the first time I tried it, but it worked great. So I just put the name in the main Sqrindle site, hit the search, and look at that. Came right to me. So once again, who has a book? Give me one of your book names. I just want to try it. Somebody online here, just give me one of the names of your books, and I'm going to throw it in the search bar so I can show everybody kind of how this works. So if you got a book here, okay, here's one. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Is this the book? You can say yes if it's your book, but this is great. Okay. So that's the book. That is wonderful. So basically we go to Sqrindle, and this is really cool. I mean, look at this, guys. It truly is a beautiful place. This is your storefront. This is where you're going to sell your books. It's a lot easier than just sending a PDF and a lot more professional. This makes us all look really good to have our books. I'm very impressed because I've never had anything like this, and it's going to make me write and write and write. Even though my stuff's awful, it sure is going to look good. It sure is going to look great. And we'll get better. We will all get better. And I'm sure a lot of you are very, very talented with writing. I'm sure a lot of you bought that and did that. So the way to promote your books will be to send people that link. Yes, people are asking great questions. Okay, you know, we have to promote our books by sending the link through Sqrindle. If you don't have Sqrindle, you're going to have to promote your book with your link. And let me tell you another thing here too. And I've done this a few times. Before I had Sqribble, I would make an ebook, a very archaic, you know, the way I used to make ebooks, but I would do it as an upsell. I'd make an ebook and then I would do my advertising. And I'd say, you'd get this free ebook. I just did this year. And sure enough, I got a lot of leads by giving people that option. Hey, if you sign up, you know, give me your first name, email address, whatever, I'm going to send you a free ebook. It's called email automations, and we'll get into that as we go. Nowadays, it's not autoresponders, it's called automations. So if you've ever done an autoresponder, the new thing is automations, meaning that when you fill out a form, it doesn't just send you back an email and say hello. It actually can do many, many things. It can send you different ideas and different books and all that stuff. Yes, you guys, I love the questions that are coming in. Of course, you can make your ebooks on anything. Just make sure that they're compliant, of course. Make sure that they look good. And so when you are advertising your ebooks, of course, remember, it's very important that once you have Sqrindle here, I keep wanting to push this, that when you have Sqrindle, click on URL for that book, copy, copy, copy. And there's something called, you guys can go out there and there's free URL shorteners. You can just put that in the Google search bar, like shorten my URL. Your URL is, of course, the whole link. But you can shorten this. You can throw it into a little machine and it will shorten it to say, this big instead of this big. And you can do that. And we use those a lot. They're just a URL shortener. They're all over the place. You guys a lot of you probably know that, but a lot of times you can do that and it will take this link and just shorten it for you. It's the same link, and then you can send it out. And if you don't want a big long link, but that's a really good way to get people to go. If you don't send the link, just send them to Sqrindle.com. Tell them the name of your book. And separate the words correctly. Tell them the name of your book, what it looks like, give them all the information, hit search, boom, they're going to end up with your book. So there's many variables here to go. And let's go to categories here. Track your order, sign up, everything here. I love the categories when you click on this category and it shows everything right here. And it shows you a lot of different people. And just make sure you have your books in the right, like I said, the right category. I'm going to have books in many different categories here. And if there's another category that's not in there, send an email off to support. I mean, they can't always be putting new categories in, but if there is some that's not there, you may want to ask them. Like, I'm really in one of my hobbies, and one of my different things is, of course, science. They do have science. So from there, we could just jump into science, and there's a lot of different things: science and nature, science fiction, fantasy, technical, medical. That's kind of in my spirit of things. So I go in there. Maybe another category. Let us know. Let us know for sure. Oh, look at that. There's one of my books right there. Yep, clicked on that. They got some nice covers here. Look at that. Not Yet Imagined. That's beautiful. $47. The launch of the Hubble Space Telescope, 1990. That's great. Good stuff. Note Ninja, the ultimate guide to note-taking mastery. I love it. You guys are talented, I have to say. Very, very good. Okay, you guys asked the deal already different things. It's funny. I see some of the currencies in here. I see the American USD, and then of course I see the British, and I see the different, and that's great. That's great, because if you're from a different country, you're not really used to the other currencies, and they listen. They surely do listen. I know that. And what's funny is, a deal's several hours ahead of me, and many nights we'll chat, we'll talk. That guy does not sleep. You guys get the emails like I do, and you may not open all of them. I try to open up as many as I can. He does not sleep. He's telling us these different things that really make sense, like the fonts. I don't know if you saw that the other day, where he said there was 2 different fonts, and looking at the blocky font, you would think that would be the one that people read the fastest, but it actually wasn't. It was actually the curly font. I remember that. And different pointers. So, we got a guy here that's he's driving 200 miles an hour, which is really good for us because he's bringing on these amazing tools that we have here. And I can't say enough. I appreciate it, because I've been in the programming realm many, many years, and it's changed. The software is much better today than it was yesterday. So does anybody else have another question? Oh yeah. There probably is a typo on my book. I'm sure there is. That is respectfully, by the way. No, please, let's help each other. That would be great. And did you guys all think it's a good idea that we would? Are you guys into spending 10 to 12 bucks and buying some other people's books? But we'll get a group together and we'll kind of put it together where people that buy books, other people are going to come in and buy books from you too. We're going to make sure of that. If you guys don't think it's a good idea, just slam me. I think you've got to do that to be able to get some momentum going for people that have never sold an ebook or that just want to see how the whole system works. You need to piece it together in your brain. And the only way to do that is to work it and make sure. So, okay, a lot of people are saying, yes, yes, we'd like to do that. Okay, well, we'll get into that. And because, do what you can. We're not telling everybody you have to do it. How can I send? Okay, here's a good question. How can I send my ebook to clients? Okay, and it goes to. Okay, yes, there is. Everybody, this is something. I'm going to go back here real quick. But as you see, we have Sqrindle. You have to upload the book directly. Now, I'm going to show you guys just something real quick and let you understand how this works. Now, let's say I want to download this book. Let's just say I want to download it. Let's just do it. Okay, see it down here in the corner? It's loading, loading, loading. This is what happens, at least on the Windows. Yeah, some of you don't have Sqrindle. I understand that. We're in Sqribble right now, so this is good. This is not Sqrindle. So when you do want to get your book out, you're going to download it like this. And look what the name of it is. Index.9 or parentheses 9.pdf. And so when you do click on, it's going to stop here. It's going to stop doing its little thing. Yes, you do have to generate the book. By the way, you do. You have to generate it, and you want to publish it. Do what you can there. And then once it's here, you're going to jump into your. You're going to every time you see your folder down here, you're going to say "Show in folder." Show in folder. So I'm going to do this again and again. Index. You hit download. It comes here. And if you do 2 books, they're going to line up right across the board here. That's how it works on the computers here. So you're going to hit that. A lot of times you'll hit it 2 or 3 times and go, oh boy, I got 4 downloads. But you're going to say show in folder. The folder is going to pop up. Let me see. I got it on my other screen here. And, I can show you guys a little bit here. I'll kind of show you what it looks like. I'll pull it down. But you can see right here what it is, how it comes in. And this is in the downloads. It's in the download folder. So let me show you a little trick here too. So you're going to click on this and you're just going to click it. See how it highlighted in blue? And if it doesn't work for you, just click out of it real quick. Click, click. Okay, didn't do it. Click. There it goes. Now watch. I'm going to take my mouse and wipe and highlight it. And then I'm going to call this book, let's just say, sell monetize. This is just for the reference. I don't have to put the whole name in here. I can just change it, sell monetize, because I'm sending this to somebody as we go forward. Okay, and so that's it. Oh, the screen just kind of. Okay, hang on, everybody. I think we're trying to. Okay, here it goes. It's coming up, actually. So I'm going to get this over here. Look at that. So after I did that, it actually popped up. So that's what you do when a folder comes up and you're going to see it says index.8 or just index, blah, blah, blah. You guys are going to change the name just by clicking. Never take the .pdf away. Remember, you got to have the dot. This is the extension. You've seen it where it says .jpg. That stands for an image, JPEG, or PNG, which is another one and another one. So just remember, you got to have the extension, the dot. After it's always this way with all the files. The filing systems are all different. There's a million different filing ways, but just so you know that. So hang on, I'm going to get out of that. Cancel. I'm going to pull this over. Okay, I'm going to get out of that. So I hope that gave you a basic idea. So if you just have Sqribble, hit the download. It's going to show up here where it says like index. You're going to change the name, and then you're going to right-click it, copy, and then you're going to have it, or you're going to leave it. You're going to put it in a folder, basically. And then you're going to go, when you go to an email, you're going to, do an attachment, and you're going to go to the folder. You're going to click on it. It's going to attach an email. You're going to send it away. That's the way you're going to do it if you don't have Sqrindle. Yes, you can. And also, for a lot of people that want their own store, It's a little more advanced, and you can do that. And that is a great thing to do. You can get your own store with your own domain on it. And that is, one of the extra upgrades that you guys can do, but it's great. It is wonderful. If you think you need that, get your own domain, get your own stuff out there. The reason I like kind of this, it's easier. My advice to you is first get Sqrindle, go on their domain, the Sqrindle domain, and most of you will be very happy with that. So like when you go here, I'll show you once again. Okay, so we're here. I'm going to go to Sqrindle once again. Oh, I got a lot of Sqrindles up here. But it's a good question. You can get your own domain. That is an upgrade for that. But it takes a little bit of time for the programmers to do it. You probably have to, you can do it, you can submit it and do everything. You do have to go into your GoDaddy, Namecheap, whoever you have your domain with, and change the DNS. It's not that difficult. And then you have to get what's called a Cloudflare account. And Adil has the best training on all this. So, and I'm going to show you guys something here. Go to the training. Boy, there's a couple of you that have several stores. Congrats to you. Go, go, go. Okay, so I am in Sqrindle here. And the one thing I really want to show you guys is the training. I can't emphasize enough on how good the training is. I had no idea I could find everything in here. Like you want to call me lazy, maybe I am, but a lot of times I just do, and then I come back and then I have to research. But this is great. Like how to set up your PayPal, meticulous. How to set up your Stripe, meticulous. So when you're in Sqrindle, go to training. If you're in Sqribble, go to training. It's pretty much, the navigation's real easy, but this shows you how to set up your PayPal, simple. Setting up your author profile, all this different stuff, multiple author profiles, look inside preview, promotional badges, and some of the stuff you can figure out just by hitting buttons, but you really do want to go through. They're very short videos, which is great. I don't like the big, long videos because I lose track. Everybody does. They lose track, when it hits an hour. These are minutes, so you can blaze through them and learn how to do everything. So remember, try to go in there and just, do your due diligence and train. It really is important. So the personal store, if you want to upgrade once you're in Sqrindle, that's for your own domain. You can get that. You got to do a few little things to hook it up, and they explain that once you jump in there. Your domain, you got to get the hosting, which is Cloudflare. You can get a free account with Cloudflare, by the way. You don't have to pay for it. It just takes a little bit more time. I just, right now I have the free store, but a lot of you do have the domain, and that's wonderful. Great, great thing. So remember, when you're in Sqrindle, instead of like Sqribble, you have to go to URL, or not URL, you have to download it to see your book. Or you can hit view, which you can view it, of course, right here as a PDF, but that doesn't do you any good if you want to send it away. Whereas with Sqrindle, of course, you just go to your ebooks, and then you can jump right into your store, which is truly, truly wonderful. I just love this. It's just, I didn't know it was going to look so good. But some of you guys are shooting me some different things here that I didn't know. Okay, I'm just reading some of the things that you guys have. Wow. How do we get more than one store? Basically, what you'll do is you'll go in there, and once you're going to have to probably, that's a good question, because you have one Sqrindle here, and usually you'd only have one store. So I think that's a question I need to ask some of the techs within some of the team, how we do that. They'd probably hook you up another one with another domain. So if you want several stores, I'm sure. I have to ask. Let me just ask you this. You have 3 stores, and please school me on this because I don't understand. Why would you have 3 stores? And please, I don't understand why you would, but is it different, completely different categories and different things that you're selling? That would make sense. I just never even thought of that. I'm sure it's a great idea. Okay, you guys have your store, you have your own website. That's great. Okay. I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Someone just came back to me and said, I have a coloring book. Okay. Now I'm full circle. Now the teacher is teaching the student here. Thank you. Thank you very much. That makes total sense. You have a coloring book and a digital marketing and many other books. Yeah, you would want to have separate stores. I don't think coloring books and digital marketing go hand in hand too well. Okay. And thank you. I see some people, just thank you for all the stuff that you guys are shooting at me here. Like I said, this is a learning process. I teach you, you teach me. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, what I'm going to do too, I want to ask the last question tonight before, we're going to go just through a little bit more here, but we're winding up, and I hope you guys, learned a little bit here. I learned a lot from you guys, but I do have to ask one more question. The first one is why you were here. What's your tech level? You guys gave me that. I wrote it down. Great feedback here, but I do have to ask one question, and this is something that's I'm not trying to, well, let's just ask the question here. Let me ask you this. Is being humble a good thing? Just put a Y or an N and answer it quickly. Is being humble a good thing? Okay, come on. Everybody just put it in there. Put it in there. Come on, just hit a Y or an N. I got to get data. Keep going. It's okay. Keep going. Okay. I'm getting, I'm not going to answer some of the questions here. Keep going. Come on, baby. Keep shooting it. Okay. And I'm not, it is, in many ways, it is said everywhere. It is not a bad word at all. It's a good word because it is helping people and doing everything. But what I'm trying to say here, and I'm not trying to be pushy, is I would like people to go to Wikipedia or to a dictionary and just read what humble means. Now, humble is a good thing because it is serving. Basically, it is serving. But if you really, really want to be driven, and you have to be driven, this is just my opinion because I've said it over and over, it is good to be humble. Of course it is. There's no doubt about it. But I didn't know this. I'm just saying what I read. When you go to Wikipedia, you'll see what it says. And if you're trying to market correctly, you have to kick it up a notch. And that doesn't mean not to be humble, but it doesn't also mean to be humble. So I'm just giving you that because I kind of wanted to twist your head because actually when you look in Wikipedia and see what it says, it does, it does kind of give you a different wording from what I thought it was. So it's just something, and it is very good. And exactly, a lot of people are saying that. And I just had to ask that question because I always say, you should be humble. I've said it over and over again. But when I read maybe they changed it or something. No, but when I read it and what it actually said, it kind of said that you're meek, you're mild, you serve, and that's good because people, and you can take it many different ways, but I think you should be smart, humble. That's what I really think. You got to be nice. You got to be, courteous, of course. Okay, people are asking too on different questions here, but thank you for that. You guys are really giving me a lot of feedback. Yes, you're right. You're right. And exactly. Humble is a good thing. And it's an experience. Let's just put it that way. And I didn't put this question at you because I believe you shouldn't be humble. Not at all. It's just something that I kind of wanted you guys to think and just think outside the box. And, we all got to have methods to where we're good to everybody and everybody is humbling, but you're smart also. So I just shot it out there because it's something that I did. And true, people are saying that, the dictionary and Wikipedia and things like that, they're not the main authority. And thank you on that. I believe the same thing. What you read is not always there. And so please, like I said, you guys are helping train me as much as I'm training you. But it's just one of those questions. And it's just something after reading that. And I don't believe everything that's said within, of course, the media. I don't care where you go. You can believe, you cannot believe, it's up to you. But and that's a good point. Someone just brought up the point that Wikipedia is not the sole authority. Very true. very true. I'm the first one. I like debates. I think everybody should be able to debate back and forth reasonably, and no one should be the hierarchy in anything. People should listen. That's all I can say. Okay, so to do another store, people are asking how much it's going to cost. I really don't know. It's something that you would have to go to support and ask them. So go to support. By the way, the support is great. They are quick, wonderful. I've had nothing but good relations with everybody within the Sqribble. The whole team has been great. Adil really has, and that tells you something about Adil. Usually the person who's really running the show, everybody within the company reacts on how the person who's running it, and everybody's been top of the line great. So it's really been a great experience working with everybody here. It's really helped tighten things up for myself. It's really been great. And once again, within Sqrindle, I do want to tell you this: they do have coupons. You can't do 100% off, but you can do a percentage off. And then, of course, if it's $10 and you want to give them X percentage off, you can, and the coupon will take over. So as you go in here, let's just go in here real quick. I'm going to go into Sqrindle, add a new ebook. Let's do it. Or wait, I'm going to see if I can do this without. Well, you're going to be here. You're going to see basic information, upload ebook, payment settings, download. I'm going to click on one, and I'm going to say edit. And this will walk us through it. Okay, so I just put some items in here. So people that don't have Sqrindle, you can see how easy it is. It'll say basic information. You'll put in your internal name, the ebook title, the status. Don't worry about the status. It doesn't let you change it right here. It's further down the line. Just let that go. Category, you pick your category. Look at that. Education is what I put in here. Ebook summary, the description. You'll hit next. It'll carry us to upload ebook. Right here, you will upload your ebook. Your thumbnail, if you want to change it, you'll click on this, and then you'll say choose file, and it will give you your thumbnail. And your thumbnail will be, your picture, of course. Upload your ebook. It's right there. You'll put that right in there, and you'll upload it. It's real easy. Payment settings. This is where it gets into PayPal or Stripe. It's disabled for Stripe. I have it enabled for PayPal. Easy. I had this hooked up within less than an hour. I had it hooked up, and I already had my PayPal, but it was simple. It really was simple. So you can go to the payment mode. Here is where it asks you for the payment mode, test or live. I just went live, of course, on here. I put the price, USD currency. Look at all the different currencies we have here. That is great. Someone mentioned that. Coupons. I put yes. You can do anything here. You can add a different. It looks like you can add a different processor. I've never done that. I don't know if we need to. You'll hit next. And then system will redirect to a default page. Put yes here. Because when you do that, they already have a generic email that will go out when someone buys your book saying thank you. And you can change it up and things like that, but it'll say thank you for the ebook. So it's great. They do the work for us. They'll send out a notification after they purchase a default thank you page. You can do a custom one. This is wonderful. So if you want to do a custom one, we could do that. But I'm going to keep it at default. I'm going to hit next. Then publishing, make sure, the misspellings and things like that. And but you can come back and edit your book if you need to. Are you happy to publish your content? You'll hit this button. This button's not ready. See, it's private, not for sale. When you first come through, you're going to hit that. It'll default this to be open. And then you're going to say, private, not for sale, publish for sale. You're going to put that, unless you don't want it for sale. And then you're going to hit finish. And then that's it. That's really all you do. Now, wait a sec. Watch this. I don't have to click it. It's gonna close out on its own. Took me a while to realize. There you go. So you don't have to keep clicking away. Okay. So, I hope we've gone through a lot tonight. There's so much more. I would really like to show you guys as we go forward. There's so much to teach and train. And a lot of you, I'm sure, would like different methods on how to advertise, where to put it, where to put your ebooks out there, how to advertise your links, things like that. And listen, you don't have to have Sqrindle right away. Is it a good idea? Of course it is. It's your storefront for your ebooks. But you can send your ebooks. You can market them in many different ways. Like I said, I've used them for upsells for other programs, other businesses. It's helped me a lot collect data. So it's been wonderful. So I think one of the things I'd really like to do is real quick and real soon, I'd like us to get together, and I'd like to go out there and buy a few ebooks. And I'm going to do it from the group here. I want to go out there and look over some of the books and buy them and go from there. And I want people to see charges going through their system. I think it's a grand idea. So do we have any other questions before we close out tonight? I do see some questions here about another store. Like I said, I'm going to ask Adil and the support about that. And everything else, let me see. Yes, we're going to have other trainings too. We are going to have other trainings, many other trainings as we go forward. Can we have the same ebook title in different languages? I would imagine yes. Yes. That's a good question. So I'll find out. That's a great question. I mean, the tools that they have here is amazing. We haven't even gotten into the audiobooks yet. And the audiobooks, and I've tested out Talkable. Wonderful. The speech on the Talkable system is great. And that's a whole nother area that in the future we're going to get into that too. Let me see. Does it auto update? If you know it, well, let me explain. Someone asked if you change your ebook in Sqribble, does it auto update in Sqrindle? Wonderful question. No, it doesn't. They are separate in the way that Sqribble, imagine Sqribble being the main company that holds your book. They hold the information. Let's just imagine that it's not in paperback, it's digital. Of course, it's digital because that's what we are. So whenever you make changes in Sqribble, it's a new book. If you go over to Sqrindle, they only take what you give them. So you have to add a new ebook right here, and that is from the latest file that you fixed within Sqribble. So if you make changes in Sqribble, you have to re-upload your book, and you'll just click on it, edit, and then re-upload the new book, overwrite the other book, and that's how you do it. So I hope that made sense. Can we make a bundle for sale? Good. I'm gonna take a question on that. Can we bundle sales? I don't know. Honestly, I don't, but I'm taking those questions. So I think that's great. And I love Sqrindle. I think Sqrindle has a great look. I like the idea you could sell your book for more than $1. I've sold books on Amazon also. And Amazon, it just, they just take advantage of you. Believe me, I know. I've worked with Amazon a lot. I've actually sold a lot of things in Amazon through the years. A ton of things. That's a great question, though. Okay, can we have, there's so many questions. I don't think I can get to them. But some people are really giving us, giving a deal on the team, attaboys. The functionality is great in Sqrindle. The look is beautiful. I'm not sure about, your ISBN number. I'll find that out too. You're saying if you need to sell it over into another platform, is that what you're saying? Because in our platform, I'm sure you don't need that. So if that's a question that I need to ask. Yes, on Amazon. Yes, you would. If they ask for that, because I know in Amazon, I've sold tens of thousands of things in Amazon, and I always had the UPC code. It was different, but I did sell books too, and the ISBN is for that. UPC's for retail. But I'll ask that. That's a great question. Geez, so many. Yeah, it is difficult. Amazon's not easy. It's not easy. And we need to get this up. That's why I really think it's a good idea that we start purchasing from each other, because as we drive traffic to Sqrindle, the rankings will go up. And that's one thing that makes the store get more sales too. And as we advertise our ebooks the correct way, and I'm sure a lot of you are, it's going to drive traffic to the main store and to us, and it's going to grow and grow and grow. And that's one thing that I've seen through the years. You can grow your rankings. The sales go up, up, and up. And I know all about that. I've done that before. So with all of that, you guys, unless there is any other questions, we're going to shut it down tonight. I appreciate you guys all being on. I promise next week I'm going to find out why it wouldn't let me in on GoToMeeting so early. And I appreciate Adil coming in and helping me through it to get started. Yes, we will get the link back to you on the recorded webinar, and you guys will be able to find that. And we're going to send you the ebook too, just the one, so you can kind of see it. I'm sure a lot of you are so much better than the ebook, but at least it's a fundamental of kind of what we've covered tonight, and we will go through it. But everybody, I really appreciate you being on the call tonight, and we will see you next Tuesday. And I appreciate you guys answering the questions. I really do. The first two were very, very important. I need to understand why you're really here, and it really was passion. It really was. The winner was truly passion for writing books. Yes, it's for money too, but it was passion. I appreciate that. And of course, you know, what's your tech level? You guys are all doing pretty good, actually, really good. So I feel very comfortable that the training's going to be pretty good, pretty easy. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you, and good night. And we will talk next week. And we'll be sending out emails on everything for next week too. I appreciate you guys. Take care and have a good week. Bye for now.